Yo, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? This is your Uncle Ren's Popcorn Deep Diving Movie Review for the movie The Birth of a Nation. Now, this movie I thought was an excellent movie. Of course, as any person of any racial, gender, whatever it is, whether you're an American or not, to watch a movie like this, some of it is difficult. Some of it is hard. To see the atrocities that humankind played upon another type of human being, it's a difficult thing to watch, but it was a beautiful movie that, as accurately as possible, showed how life was for people at that time. And one of the things about it, it showed the duality of man, of how you grow up as a child, as a friend of someone who is a slave to yourself, and then having to deal with that when you become an adult and stepping against your better mind, your better judgment, the relationship you built, and having to now be the master over that slave and having to do what society says is right for you to do, even if it's wrong. You see, that was a lot of the things that played itself out in this movie, is that oftentimes that we will know what's right and we will know what's wrong, but as this movie so brilliantly shown, is that society at times can cause us to still participate in what's wrong, to walk blindly, to only do what we've been told, and to maintain the status quo of what we've always been used to, or what the community says is how we're supposed to be. Now, this story of Nat Turner turns that on a head. It turns it on a head because the story of Nat Turner is about a man who was a slave, who had a prophecy on his life, who then went to learn the Bible, the very book that was used to enslave them, the very book that was used to enslave their mind and keep them physically captive in a situation where they outnumbered the people who were there present with the ammunition. It was a movie that showed how he took that information, and yes, at first he used it to continue the mental enslavement of his people. And as he did it, you can see it weighing on him. As he's witnessed the more devastating atrocities, you can see it weighing on him. That here's this book that has been used to enslave in one hand. But then as he read deeper, he realized that this book also had freedom. Now, I'm not just talking about the Bible, but you can find this in any system that has been designed to be able to cultivate the mind of people. That books, that rules, that regulation, that laws. In America, we have our Declaration of Independence that says that all men are created equal, written at a time frame when only white Anglo-Saxon land-owning males were considered equal and all the rest were considered unequal. But in today's time, that same documentation can be used against anyone who tries to take away the ability for someone to have equal and fair treatment. And I'm not saying that we are perfect in this land. No, we are not even slightly. But those same rules and regulations that were used to harm you, the ones that said, we have the Voting Rights Act that continues to come up, but we have a document that says that everyone who is an American citizen has the right to vote. And now is a time that we must vote. And it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, but what Nat Turner showed in this movie is that you take that same information, you take that same Constitution, you take those same laws that were against you, and you turn them on their head and use them for you. You use the Bible, the Quran, the Vedics, the Torah, whatever it is that has been used against you, to use it towards your freedom, because in each one of those there are mindsets, there are concepts that talks about your freedom and your ability to become whatever it is you choose to become. It comes down to your choice of usage. And as a greater society, it comes down to societal's choice of usage. We could use the American Constitution to build a great nation, or we can use the laws and the norm of America and forget these things and just use whatever is constantly going on in society as an excuse to continue to hold down a people, to hold down a group based on their sexuality, to hold down a group based on their skin color, to hold down a group based on their gender, to hold down a group based on the income level to which they were born in, or to hold down a group based on the education that they received. You see, these are choices that our lawmakers have every year, but they continue to just flow with whatever is normal, and make minor adjustments depending upon whose needs are met and keeping themselves in office. You see, this movie is a portrayal of the white slave master who had the opportunity to become greater but didn't take it. It shows also the black slave who saw that he couldn't take it no more, couldn't continue to spread what was known to be lies, known to be something of mind control, and continue to utilize it for that same format. And he was able and willing to stand and give his life for it. There's an old saying, if you won't stand for something, then you'll fall for anything. This is the story of Nat Turner. It's a time for you to stand for something. To stand, if it's just for your family, if it's just for yourself, if it's just for your community, if it's just for anything. A wise minister once said that if the church, and this goes for the mosque and the synagogues as well, if the church fulfilled its purpose, no community would go without. If every family fulfilled its purpose, no family would go without, which then no community would go without, no school would go without, no government would go without, no police force would go without. Nothing would go without if we fulfill our gifts, our talents. Each one of us came into this world with certain talents and abilities. And as the wisdom of the Bible and other books say, that if you come in and you fulfill your talents, then you will be rewarded in kind. You will be rewarded greatly. And for the one who does not fulfill his talents, his gifts, his talents won't be forgiven, but given to the one who has utilized theirs the most. Because to those who go out and utilize their talents to the fullest, they receive more, they harvest more. But the same book will have people waiting, hoping, looking for the future, looking for some outside force, outside person to bring it to them when it's within yourself. And Nat Turner had to realize that it was within himself. In order to have his freedom, to free his family, it was within himself. So your freedom is within yourself. Your life, the glory of your life, is within yourself. This is the deep diving movie review for the movie Birth of a Nation, because you are your own nation and you're ready to be born. So y'all have a great day. My greatness is non-negotiable, and so is yours. And I appreciate you shopping online on our Facebook page and the buy now button for Uncle Ren's Popcorn. We can ship it to you directly. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourself. It's a great movie, and don't let Hollywood keep you away from this movie. It's a great movie because they were willing to spend money on all his other movies. So don't let this one stop you simply because it shows slaves revolting against white people, the establishment. Go see this movie and support this type of idea. Y'all have a great one.